President Biden has announced his administration is extending the pause on student loan repayments until August 31st. This is the sixth extension the Biden administration has granted since the start of the pandemic. 1958 was the first year the U.S. allowed students to borrow money for college. Currently, more than 43 million Americans owe more than $1.7 trillion in collective student loan debt. President Biden campaigned on a promise of canceling $10,000 of student loans for every single borrower, but he hasn't done that so far. Calls are growing from students and lawmakers to cancel the debt altogether. Some argue debt cancellation isn't the answer, and the payment moratorium needs to end. Mr. Biden has canceled about $17 billion worth of student debt for some groups of borrowers. Joining us now to talk more about this is J.W. Mason. J.W. is an assistant professor of economics at John Jay College. Professor Mason, great to have you. Thank you for joining us. So the Wall Street Journal is putting the probability of the economy going into a recession sometime in the next 12 months at 28%. That's still low, but it is up 18% from January. Some experts think that canceling student debt would be recession insurance for the president. So how exactly can canceling student debt help the U.S. avoid a recession? But also, I'd like to hear the argument against canceling student debt.
Well, I think in terms of the recession, which you're right, is a very important context here. The problem that we face right now is that lawmakers, policymakers obviously want to help families, many of which are in financial difficulty, but they don't necessarily want to add more demand to the economy right now, given that demand is already very strong and we have an inflation problem. So the advantage of canceling student debt in this context is that it's something we can do that improves families' finances, improves families' balance sheets, but probably doesn't lead to a lot of additional spending right now. A year ago, people said, canceling student debt is not a very good stimulus because it doesn't boost spending very much in the short term. But now that's actually an argument in its favor because we don't need spending today, but we may want higher spending in a year or 2 years if indeed we are facing a recession. And at that point, having families not have these student loan payments hanging over them will keep the economy stronger at a period when we may really want to maintain demand. It also makes it less likely that families are going to fall into financial distress if growth slows and people lose their jobs and so on. So there's an argument that it actually makes more sense now because of the risk of a recession in a year or two than it might have made earlier.
That is a very good point. I want to ask you, though, about these private student lenders who are, of course, lobbying to get the Biden administration to restart federal student loan payments. How will the lenders be affected if the Biden administration cancels the debt? I mean, obviously, they stand to lose money. Is there a greater consequence?
I don't think so. Most student debt is owed to the federal government. The private lenders are a fairly small part of the piece here, especially if you're talking about limiting it to something like the first $10,000 of debt. They may make a lot of noise, but at the end of the day, that's not where most of that debt is held. And I don't think there's any real consequences for the larger financial system. Student debt is very large, but it's still much smaller than, for instance, mortgage debt. So I don't think that we should be concerned about these private lenders. I don't think that's one of the trade-offs involved.
So what is holding the administration back then? I mean, it sounds like the private lenders aren't a huge concern here. It sounds like it's a win-win. Why do you think the administration is dragging its feet on this?
Well, there's been a big debate about who benefits from student loan cancellation because, of course, in general, if you have student debt, it's because you attended college. It's not always true because a lot of debt is actually incurred by parents or other family members of people who go to college. So there are plenty of people with student debt who've never actually been on a college campus. But by and large, if you have student debt, it's because you went to college. And if you have a lot of student debt, it's probably because you got an advanced degree. And many of those people do have higher incomes. So there's a lot of debate in terms of the distribution of this, whether this is going to benefit, people who are relatively better off and not have big benefits for the poorest people in the country. I think that's been one source of opposition to it.
But the fact that you had to take the loan means you couldn't outright pay for your education, correct?
That's right. And the vast majority of people going to college now do take out loans. Very few people today in this generation are going to college without borrowing. Right. So and most Americans coming out of high school do at least some college. The fraction of, if you look at the fraction of families in their 20s or early 30s with student debt, it's close to half of them have some debt. So this is not a problem of just a little elite. It is a problem for, I think most young people in this country.
So the idea is if student loan gets relieved, then it's basically a little bit of a subsidy for education. That's what it comes down to.
That's right. That's right. And that's why I think some of the arguments against it are a little misguided. When we bail out a big bank and we say, oh, well, then there's a problem of moral hazard. We're rewarding risky behavior. But here, what we're rewarding is the choice to go to college and get an education. And I think most people in our society think that's a good thing, both for the person and for our larger society. That's why we have free education through grade 12. So I think to the extent that we're rewarding people for going to college by forgiving their debt, that's probably an argument in favor and not against this.
More educated people. Professor J.W. Mason, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.